I'm not tired, I'm retired. That's great. I finally fit in. And I'm so pleased it kinda makes me grin. 'Cause this fast moving world is now slowed down to a crawl. And now I've actually got the time to really see it all. And all those things that before went flying by are now moving slow enough for me to enjoy them as I lie. On lawn chairs or rocking chairs or hammocks just for fun. On long walks in country parks or just lying in the sun. And that makes me feel just fine and fits me to a T. 'Cause when I talk to people and I forget certain words, others just fill them in for me. And now when I meet those friends and relatives, I get to stop and talk a while and find out how they're doing and crack some jokes and make them smile. It's funny as time moves on and others take for granted what you've known all along. Like when the kids and grandkids decide to stop by and you wonder if they see that gleam in your eye when they ask you if you still remember their name. And you tell them, well, if it hasn't changed, then it still must be the same. But you know, I haven't seen you for a while. It must be farther for you now, since you use kilometers instead of miles. I'm not tired, I'm retired, and I no longer do things on the run. 'Cause now I get to be the boss, and I watch them getting done. You see, I delegate certain jobs, and I watch others do the work. Then I kid them a bit by saying, you know, I'm not a spring chicken like all you young pups, but I used to do twice the work, and still do 100 push-ups. But now that I'm older, people treat me with respect. But with this newfangled headbanger music, I just cannot connect. You see, they took some of the old songs and gave them a weird and booming kind of beat. But it's just the same old tunes that we once played on the street. But you know, I gotta admit, I'm kinda odd with life now and I see new kind of beauty, and I feel each moment's fullness to the brim. I now take time to stop and smell the roses, and I enjoy a summer rain, and it feels so fresh and clean when the sun shines again. But you know, I'm pretty sure I better enjoy this while I can, 'cause times are changing and transplants are getting pretty grand. And you know, everybody's trying to tell me that, what's that called again? That Viagra. Why, it's gonna make me feel young again.
There's a blind man on the corner. His tin cup reflects the light. He plays his harp and sings for strangers from his dark and stumbling light. Yet the darkness soon surrenders as he sings, I saw the light. He bows his head and calls for angels to lift him up in heaven's flight. You gotta tell your story.
Tell your story.
You gotta sing your song.
Sing your song.
About the love and glory of the coming sun. Then a young man in a hurry, as he hastened down the street, overheard the blind man singing. He was so moved he could not speak. As the young man turned the corner, his mind raced back to yesterday. How as a child he knew Jesus before this world took him away. You gotta tell your story.
Tell your story.
You gotta sing your song.
Sing your song.
About the love and glory of the coming sun. There's a tombstone in a graveyard with your name written on that stone. There's There's a promise that is given, comes from heaven for you alone. Put on the blood of Jesus, He will open up your eyes. You can hear that still voice calling from somewhere beyond the sky. Then you don't have to worry about where you're gonna go. They'll lay your body in the ground. Your soul goes to the Lord. Your soul goes to the Lord. Go and tell your story. Go and sing your song about the love and glory of the coming Son. You gotta tell your story. You gotta sing your song. Tell about the glory of the coming Son in the morning of the new dawn.
I was born near the water, with the jack pines blowing free. I learned to ride wild horses, and I took the time to see the beauty of the meadows and the sparkling flowing streams. But now I'm lying crippled, and only riding in my dreams. When I left home, I was just a kid. I thought I knew it all, thought I could follow the wind and listen to the wild ones call. So I rode a lot of outfits, never caring where I'd go, traveling with the summer wind and driving with the snow. But come the morning, I'll be riding where it's new, up above those cloudy skies and beyond those deeper blues, to a place that we call heaven when we're down here below, 'cause that's the place old cowboys want to go. Well, I never was a top hand, but I never was the worst. Many times I've pondered on those who carried the home guard's curse. Yeah, I had a trusting woman and a place to call my own, and I thought I'd be contented, but I just had to roam. But then I just kept getting older, and that pain kept setting in, and the thought of settling down, well, it wouldn't be such a sin. So then I tried, but something inside just wouldn't let me rest. Said you gotta keep on riding to find your freedom and your final place to rest. You gotta look for that morning, the one you're riding where it's new, up above those cloudy skies and beyond those deeper blues, to a place that we call heaven when we're down here below, 'cause that's the place old cowboys want to go. Well, now I'm just an old man, and I can't see nor get around, and I'm lying on this hard, cold bed out on the edge of town. Many times I've heard 'em say it's not long that he'll live, and now I'm looking back upon my life and what I've got to give. So I thank you, son, that you took the time to come and listen to me. Not many folks care about an old man's memories. But there's one more thing you can do before you go away. Take that guitar off of the wall, and there's a song my mama played. So then I did like he asked me, and then when I was through, I could see he was fighting back tears in his eyes of blue. So then I went away and I pondered all the things he said, and I wondered if there was a lesson in the kind of life he led. And then when I came back in a couple of days, a wreath was on his door, and I knew that the old man would feel his pain no more, 'cause he's gone up to heaven, and I'm still here below. Sure, I'm glad he showed me the way to go. Yeah, he's found his morning, the one he's riding where it's new, up above those cloudy skies and beyond those deeper blues, to a place that we call heaven when we're down here below, 'cause that's the place old cowboys want to go. Yeah, that's the place old cowboys really want to go.